The headline at Not the Bee. This gay guy just spit fire at a California school board that wants to indoctrinate kids in the gender cult. Now, I think we just got to watch the video because this is so good. So let's just go right to that first.
My name is Mario Presents, and I'm here as a representative from Gays Against Groomers Coalition with over 250,000 followers across social media, and as the uncle of 2 students in your district. It has come to our attention that the district intends to teach transgenderism to children under the age of 10 without parental consent. If I were to teach your child about my sexuality without your consent or involvement, I'd be arrested. But when the school district does it, it's education. Districts are teaching transgenderism when they should be teaching science, math, and language. Instead, teachers are hiding student pronouns from their parents under the guise of gender affirmation. Can you imagine the uproar if schools were evangelizing or baptizing children without parental consent? Isn't that sort of what you're doing? You don't tuck these children in at night. You don't teach them to stand up to bullies. You don't pay their medical bills. And you certainly don't hold their hands in the hospital. These parents do. Simple truths based in science need to be upheld for our society to flourish. The gross indoctrination we're seeing is creating a lifetime of medication and hormones because you can't simply pause puberty. Men cannot become women, and sex chromosomes are encoded into the fabric of our DNA. Simply affirming a teenager's gender is akin to affirming anorexia. Both are body dysmorphic disorders, yet we don't teach the starving teenagers how to binge and purge or affirm that they are indeed overweight. However, school districts, including yours, seem to have no issue secretly teaching girls that they can be boys because they feel uncomfortable in their bodies. A grown adult woman can't get a hysterectomy without extensive medical forms and doctor's visits. But Dr. Saphir over the hill in Sherman Oaks is willing to do top and bottom surgery, sterilizing children for life. Parents must be a part of the education process when teaching sexuality to students, and it definitely doesn't need to happen under the age of 10 years old.
Thank you. That's all.
Yes.
That's all. Like, he should have picked up the mic and just dropped it.
All right, that's a wrap.
Mario
Before we go,
it.
no, I'm kidding.
We're all done for the day.
Done.
We're done.
We're done.
Well, that, as he said at the beginning, but he had to speak so fast in that 2 minutes. That entire clip was definitely worth it. His Twitter is Mario Presents Official, and he actually put up on Twitter saying that he was asked to go to the meeting, and since he said, as you heard there, he actually has a niece and a nephew in that school district, and he said, I'm going. And then he definitely answered the call. And it was actually a concerned father who reached out initially to the organization called Gays Against Groomers.
Yeah.
And so it just kind of, when we talk about these days, I guess, LGBTQIA plus alphabet soup, everyone just lumps, again, everyone in. And like you said, it's the LGB is doing a hard line now saying, hey, my sexuality, my sexual preferences don't need to be put onto children.
Yeah, this is interesting. And by the way, apparently he was wearing a hat. What did it say? Something like, I lost my place now. The Second Amendment, something. Anyway, fascinating guy, because here he is doing or saying what a lot of Christian parents have been saying, and a lot of conservative and or Republican and or independent parents have been saying at school board meetings. And here this guy, man, home run in less than 2 minutes. So kudos to you, sir. But it's also interesting that there are some that are trying to split now from the transgender ideology, from that push of this whole agenda. Well,
and as he said in the video too, he comes from the organization, which Gays Against Groomers. Actually, they have a website and they have, their Twitter and all of this stuff. They actually say exactly what they are, that they're a coalition of gays against the sexualization, indoctrination, and medicalization of children. So you cannot lump all these people together as the alphabet soup, because there are people out there who are adults and saying that our children don't need to be indoctrinated with that stuff.